with Ready Nerd Inspirations. If you're new, this channel is all about easy, fun, and fast face paint tutorials every single week. Today's design actually has a backstory, but let me tell you the design first. And if you are like me, and if you're probably watching this video, you already know what it is. It's Beetle Juice, something like one of the most iconic movies that anyone could ever watch. So of course we have to do that kind of face paint. But let me tell you the backstory of how we got that idea to paint that for this week. Just a few days ago, I did my very first live interview with Nola Creative, also known as Summer Carter. And I've been telling people for like the longest time that I was never, ever gonna do a live video, just because in real life, without the editing, I'm quite awkward. Like, it's just, there's so many mess ups. Like, you don't know how many times I pick my nose and I edit it out, okay? Anyways, the interview was super adorable. Summer Carter is the sweetest woman and most fantastic face paint and body artist. But when you're talking, right, answering questions, you don't really realize how badly you're caking your face. And so the design was to be Beetle Juice, but it ended up looking a lot more like a clown than anything else. And I didn't really notice until the interview was over. So I was talking to this beautiful woman looking like an absolute crazy maniac. If you would like to see the full video of the interview, I will put the link in the description below. If you do watch the interview, I would like to apologize in advance for all the times I said like and you know. The thing is, not only was I beyond nervous to have this interview, but also because of COVID, I haven't really, my human interacting skills are not the best. So I would like to apologize for sounding dumb. Without further ado, let's get started on our Beetle Juice. We are gonna go from this to this. Let's get started.
These are the supplies we're using today for our awesome Beetle Juice. The first thing we're going to use is a kabuki brush. This one blends so much easier than a regular sponge, and it uses a lot less paint as well. I definitely like using these kinds of brushes when applying white, like when doing sugar skulls or ghosts or anything that has one base color. Now we're going to do the eyeshadow. First, we're using magenta to do both the eyelids. Make sure to do it just below the eyebrow. And then we're also going to use a prime purple to apply on top of the magenta. This gives it more depth and looks a lot more like Beetle Juice with a feminine touch. And if you like, you can also add purple glitter to the eyeshadow. Now, this step is not for everyone. If you're doing it on yourself, then it's definitely a lot easier to apply paint right below the waterline. And you can also shape out the eyes a little bit better with a thin brush. Next, we're going to do the moss. So first, you're going to load your sponge with yellow as your base to do all your areas, like the forehead, the cheekbone, the sides, and the neck. You don't have to do the neck, but I think it is a nice extra detail to do. When you are doing the sponging, it is nice to give your cheeks a nice contour, so when you're sponging the yellow, do it as if you're adding bronzer. And then also you're going to do a little bit on the lip as well. Now we're going to do the next layer with a lighter shade of green, or any other green that you have that isn't dark green. This moss added to the face will require a few layers of color. Once you've finished adding your light green, then you're going to add another layer of green. It can either be a prime green or a mermaid green, which is what we're using, or even metallic green. This gives your moss a lot more depth, and it will make it look a lot more professional as well. So as you can see, you're going to hit all the exact spots again. And if you like for this design, you can also add green glitter. This glitter that we're using is by Mama Clown. The sponging is done, and now it's time for detailing. If you like, you can add eyeliner to your design on top and on the bottom as well. This will give your design more depth around the eyes. but you don't have to do this. If you're doing it on yourself, it is a lot easier to do than when you're doing it on somebody else. Now we're using Star Blend Black and a shader. What you can do is have the shader and apply it to all your spots that have green. This again will add a lot more texture. You want to make sure that with the black that you're doing it very lightly, more as if shading and not really sponging heavily, because that will look bad. Lastly, we are going to be painting the eyebrows green. What is best if someone has dark eyebrows is to make sure to sponge the eyebrows white before you apply any color. This way, the brown eyebrows will be able to grasp the color better. Or you can just skip this step altogether. I think it looks really awesome to get any kind of brush that you like to just fill in the eyebrows. And lastly, we are going to be painting the lips with magenta and purple, like the same colors that you used for your eyeshadow. And if you like, with a smaller brush, dip it in black just to add detail inside of the lip to give it a little bit of blackness, gothic-like. And then add purple glitter to your design. Again, you do not have to add any glitter to this design if you don't like to. Here is the finished look.
Work all night on these videos. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Mi sedeo. Daylight come and I'm still working on this YouTube video. See you guys next week. Bye bye.